Hello, I hope you are well. Welcome to another video. Just want to say massive thanks to all of you tuning in again, and for those of you who can't get my words out, who have subscribed and supported the channel. Thank you so very much. I'm over the moon. I did not think I would get this much attention. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a psychic medium. I have a lot of shall we say, experiences with shadow people who I believe are aliens. They're interdimensional, and they tell me they're angelic energies from the 10th dimension, and they surround me and protect and guide me, and apparently I'm one of them. So but I've got to give these messages out. They, especially at the moment, they want to reassure you that they have the best of intentions, and they are here to help me help you and other star seeds and light workers who are lifting the vibration of the planet. Okay, so I did a meditation as per usual with music, and they showed me some images again and got their message through, and again I had the voice speaking to me. I've got a lot of automatic writing. I've got some symbols as well that I've been given. So first of all, they started off by showing me a tarot card called the Page of Cups. And if you don't know about the Page of Cups, it's a child that's holding out a cup. Quite often, when I say a child, it can be a child or it can be just a very young person. And sometimes it has a fish in the cup. Well, this one they showed me, I can't remember what deck it is, but basically it's of a child standing amongst some waves, in a big high wave, and with a smiley face and holding out a cup. But this time the Page of Cups was me, and apparently me is a 12-year-old. I thought I was younger in it, but no, 12 years old. So I was umming and ahhing as to what that meant, but I believe that's me giving their message, and a message that you as a starseed or light worker need to hear. Okay, so then everything, when I've had visions fleetingly through the day, which I do, I don't need the music, but it helps me concentrate more. I have it throughout the day all the time. Everything has been spinning and going upside down. Then they showed me a plane again. If you want to know more about all these planes that I see, aircraft, especially the big one and the messages, please watch the previous videos. Okay, so but everything's spinning, and this plane appeared again, smaller passenger plane, but it looked futuristic. It did not look of this time, mightn't even be of this world. I don't know, but it was flying over green fields, which I believe are the UK. And I'm not sure what that's about, but I was told that everything is in flux. All this spinning that I'm saying is that everything is in flux. And I suppose, right, as I talk to you, I'll get more messages on our channel more. I may start doing odd things, and you may see lights or people around me, because they're all here. Let me know if you see anything. Anyway, so lost my train of thought now. Oh, yeah, I think these green fields are the UK, but it's almost like it's getting a bird's eye perspective of everything that's going on below and going into the higher mind. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's what they're telling me. And that's what they want you to do when you hear these messages, to not actually listen to them, just in your normal ego, or your normal mind. Try to reach into the higher mind and connect with the message and connect with what I'm saying and the message behind a lot of it as well. There are several messages contained within the information I'm giving to you, so they want you to connect with that, okay, in the higher mind, because I'm going to say some outlandish things apparently, and they want you great to connect with that. There's a lot to do with time travel, interdimensional jumping in this episode, if you like. Lots coming up. Okay, so right, so everything looks futuristic. Then I got this booming male voice telling me World War is coming. Now they've been telling me that for a long time. Well, it's on the cards again. They went very quiet about it, and now it's on the cards again. Then they showed me a symbol which I've drawn, because I've scribbled it here when I was automatic writing it. It's horrendous. So I've drawn it here. Now, if you want to know about the symbols I get and how it's related to atomic energy and things like that, please watch previous videos, because it's just too time consuming to go into. So anyway, this symbol, which I have drawn before in healing, I can see it. Now they call that a time gateway. And this is the other big thing they want to talk about in this video is contact with aliens, and whether or not we've already made contact and what's going to happen. So this, now I've seen this ages ago. Before I started doing these videos, I was shown a triangle like that, and actually like Concord. So it must have something to do with speed of sound. Yeah, speed of sound. I don't know what. Well, when I go on, you'll understand. But it's always Concord. And I know Concord's coming back in a different way. But this triangle in the sky, and this plane goes through. And apparently that is a time gateway. And this is what they said to me. I'm going to read it to you. Planes regularly passing through these gateways, but they don't know that they're doing it. Then they showed me what are thin, transparent veils blocking worlds and time in space. And they're like a thin fabric. And they showed me that in space. It's really interesting because ages ago, when His Dark Materials first came on, they were beside themselves to make me watch it. Right? I never understood why they were getting me to watch it. But then it became apparent when I saw the start of it recently, all about the different worlds, the multiverse and the parallel worlds, all of that. And that's what they're trying to say. Travel is permissible between the worlds, like they did in His Dark Materials. And that's why they're referencing that. And it was interesting because they insisted I play the music, because I listen to a lot of epic music, music from that program when they were giving me this message. So it's all to do, and we're doing it all the time, and we don't know. We don't always know, and that's to do with time. And time seems to be, from what they say, breaking down a bit. Time sits on top of time, and this person who, when I was automatic writing, they basically come into my body and they take over. And this person who is doing it, one of the, I used to call them the men in black, but they want to be known as the shadow men because they all wear black suits to show they are protection and of a higher plane. I don't know. That's what they've just said to me. 10th dimension. But he explained it like this, and I've seen this before. This building that I'm in is was built in 1837, and it will have had lots and lots of people in here. It was a hotel at one point as well. So I know that they've shown me that people are still in that time functioning as normal. And it's almost like they're still walking through here and doing, like they showed me the hotel with the maid and a butler, whatever, and they're still walking through. Okay, that's maybe what we make connections with when we're ghost hunting sometimes as well. Actually connecting with people in time. Some people call it residual energy, but it's not. It's to do with time. So basically, they're still walking through. I'm living here. God knows who's living over me in the future. Okay, but they explained it like this, and it was very layer after layer after layer after layer after layer. And that's how time works. And it's being squashed. There's too many layers now, apparently. So they're not giving me everything. They're just saying this. So this is a lot of, well, I presume physics and what physics. Oh, I've said before, I'm a postgrad in history. Yeah. I'm not physics or sciencey person, but I can understand science, physics, dark matter, all that stuff through philosophy. I read philosophy, and I can understand it. If you explain it to me through philosophy, great. If you explain it to me through maths, I won't understand it because I hate maths. Anyway, so, but that's what they're saying. They're squashing too many, have to make room. Then they started going off on one about me and who I was. Again, previous videos about my comments on that and how I'm supposed to be in their eyes. I feel like a nobody. And I know what people have said. They tell me off for saying that, and they're quite right. But when they call you a queen, their queen, then you trust me. It's funny. It's laughable, but to them they take it very, very seriously. But anyway, and then suddenly said that Ursula Tampara is one of your names. I wonder if they're referring to my higher self, because I have seen mediums call their higher self. They have a different name. It's very strange. Maybe it's like his dark materials and the little demon thing, the animal that comes around, but I don't know. And I asked who I was talking to, and they said Lawrence. So anyway, then there's another thing that they, sorry if the camera went off there, it did something funny there, sorry. Then they showed me something. They've been showing me a lot. And if you get this, please let me know. They've been showing me, at the end of the old cartoons, where it goes, that's all, folks. And the little screen, when they keep showing me Bugs Bunny with eating a carrot going, that's all, folks. Yeah. I don't know why. Unless that was to mark the end of Lawrence speaking. I don't know. Then they showed me another, this was a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel was one of these triangles. And through the tunnel, this gateway, I could see Earth, but at a distance. So it was, excuse my terrible drawing. Yeah, rough drawn. It was like that. Okay. So, and they've called it star jumping. I'm just gonna, and it's on the atomic level. I'm reading it word for word, so it's not all gonna, it's still a bit cryptic. And they're basically saying that there are ships coming through there, spacecraft coming through there all the time. And these ships are moved with telepathy and energy. So are they passengers? Are they actually on the spacecraft? Correct. But they're moving it with their mind. Because they showed me all these hand movements. And that's how they're moving. They won't tell me who these people are. It's very odd. I'll go more into it. Then they showed me this symbol. So if any of these symbols make any sense to anyone, please let me know. Yeah, because that one doesn't. It's to do with this is to do with atomics. They keep saying on the atomic level. Okay, and no doubt I'll get. Here we go again. Excuse me. Every time I try to speak, I get a dry throat. I have trouble. So either somebody's trying to stop me or I'm a bit nervous about doing it. I don't know. Excuse me. They're trying to stop you talking, madam. Oh my God. I hate it when they do that. You've got no idea. It happens regularly, every night. Especially if I won't do what I'm supposed to do. And sometimes I have been moved around quite forcefully. It's all for my own good, but I don't always say it that way. I'm naughty, I suppose. Anyway, so, and then they start waffling on about me again. Remember who you are. They're talking about this queen. Then they showed me another symbol, which, or is it a symbol or another gateway with Earth very close up. So I don't know if they're degree angles. Something to do with degree angles as to how these alien craft are jumping through. They're coming through a lot. They've been coming through for a long time, which a lot of people say that what's been happening. Then they start waffling on. Now, I've seen the movie, but don't know the full ins and outs, but I know there was some experimentation on, but this is how they're explaining it to me. The Philadelphia experiment was correct. Did happen. Something did happen a long time ago. Now, I know there's something that went on, but they're referencing the movie for me to show me that something like that did happen. There are gateways around the globe, specific specific intersections, and then they said exits and entries that are used. Okay, and they're used regularly. And this is the interesting part. Governments are aware of it. Now, not just the American government, but all of the governments. They are aware that this is going on. This is on a global scale, okay? It's been used for many years. And then they started waffling on about me again. We have planted a spy. Hey, James Bond. Sarah, to observe and record the battles fought between these peoples, these aliens, raging across Earth they're from other destinations, who are causing chaos in the timelines, but the rift will be healed. So I don't know. Makes it all sound a bit Doctor Who for me, but they basically said there are people coming through and they are causing trouble. They're experimenting with atomics. And these are aliens who are doing this, and their experiments are causing chaos in the timelines and knocking the balance out, and these layers are getting top heavy. If that means anything to anyone who, who's physics or whatever, please let me know. But that's what's causing a lot of times bleeding into time and merging, and it may end up like a spaghetti hoops. They have to think about it. Spaghetti hoops and spaghetti, all a mess. It's getting too mixed up. And there are people using that to their advantage because they do want to take over certain areas, and they have their own, oh my God, this is sounding a bit reptilian, but they never mention the reptilians or anything like that to me. People in certain governments who are here we go, excuse me, who are human, who are being used as pawns to enable this to continue. Now, they're not telling me anything about the agenda or why they're doing that. They're just making you aware. That's why they're talking about trying to listen to this on the higher self level. All right. Oh, I forgot about this. They want to drag... I love their colourful language, because I know for a fact they don't speak English. They don't speak English to me, but I have spoken in a different language, again, previous videos, and I've stopped doing that. But they have spoken to me like that before as well. They want to drag the earth into the pits of hell, and we are here to stop them. So there you go. The pits of hell is just, there's not hell. There's no hell. Excuse me. What they mean is down into the depths of despair and destruction, they say. So time is being disrupted and thrown out, causing chaos on a cosmic level and destruction on a cosmic level. All right, now they start explaining about these aircraft, the planes that have been seen that keep crashing into the sea or blow up or whatever, which is on this occasion, they have meant other things. No, sorry, you're getting it wrong. Please read this. Fair enough. The planes illustrate time crashing on the atomic level. Everything will be affected. And then I got Eisenhower through again. You are right. They mean to cause a war, and by they, many alternate races. That's all they're going to say. But I was right about what I thought was to do with EMP pulse. And we all know who's threatening things like that all the time. That's all I'm going to say. Then they started going on about NASA mission control. Aliens have been seen already. In the next 2 weeks, there'll be more. They no longer wish to hide, and my lot don't wish to hide anymore either. The time is right to come forward. Oh, and I thought this was sweet. Cherish our queen, she will lead the way. God help you, that's all I can say. But bless them. Anyway, we are born, they mean on camera, I think, these messages, I presume. Yeah. We are one, born of each other. This is about the human race and the dimensions. We are one, born of each other. We are from the dimensions at 10th, protectors and guardians of this planet since its inception. Then they said all of a sudden something to do with the tragedy at the UN. And I don't know what that is. And they said that when the Challenger blew up, the Challenger space, you know, I can't get my words out. FND again, Challenger, you know, like Columbia. Sorry, that's part of my health condition. It's a long story. Anyway, the Challenger, when it blew up, it was noticed out of space. Okay, we are watched. They are among us already. Again, everything is upside down at the atomic level. And then they did give me a Doctor Who thing, timey-wimey, basically. When he says that, it's basically, it means we can't understand it yet. We haven't got the technology or the capacity to fully understand what they're talking about, but it will be explained. And that's why they say timey-wimey stuff. The atomic level is a timey-wimey stuff, like Doctor Who would say, okay? Then I got this wonderful, I call him a Maasai warrior, but he's always in orange. And he's beautiful. And he's standing on the cliff and he's pointing out an eagle and the sun's in the distance. And it's above the water. And I don't know why, but that appeared twice. This guy never speaks to me, but he's there. So he's obviously a silent guide. Then they started showing me some very strange things. I didn't draw them out, so you're going to have to put up with my strange, weird drawings that are just because They showed me somebody, now they started showing me a lot of men in black or shadow men sitting in a cinema. They've shown me this before. They're watching a screen and it's all to do with us. But it starts like those old black and white, you know, where they show you the numbers and then it comes up. It's in black and white, but everything in the cinema is red and like a dark red, and they're sitting there and it's darkish and they're all watching. And then somebody was wearing this necklace. Now, it is not a Christian cross, okay? That's not what I saw. So, and I don't know if that means anything, but that's what I saw. It's relevant because it closed up on it. Then they showed me my twin flame, who's my main guide, standing right next to me. So let me know if you see him. Yeah. No, actually sitting round me. Well, who's that then? I just didn't know. He showed me that. How sweet, huh? Oh, that was nice. Then they showed me a spacecraft. They've shown me spacecraft before in space. And it was like a giant wheel with a bit. And then this like big, like a, wasn't a sun, but like a globe thing that was a light. Again, I don't know why they showed me that. Okay. Then they said, we watch from the moon. Protectors watch from the moon. Interdimensional protectors. It's almost, I get the impression that maybe people from the other dimensions came and set this planet up for some reason. But they came from other dimensions, yeah, to do it. So maybe we are alone in this universe. but not dimensionally. I don't know, that's just me. They're not confirming or saying anything. Oh, here we go again. About me. I'm a travelling light being... Sarah is a... Oh, they're getting annoyed I'm not reading it. Sarah is a travelling light being from the 10th dimension. A queen with established powers far beyond our reach or anyone else's. Okay. She does not understand or know it. She mocks it, but it is the truth. She's afraid of her own power. Well, aren't we all? So God knows what you lot are out there as well. Your star seeds too. So I'm frightened. Yeah, she believes it may be used for destruction. That's what I'm afraid of. And then they said, this is Lauren's again, apparently, you have already made contact with alien beings through me. We are cloaked for your protection, but we are here. Oh, no. All right. So it was Lawrence, but then I got Commander S. I'm seeing Palladians when I say that. To be honest, I think I'm getting messages from a few dimensional peoples. Correct. Okay, and from, we work, this bit comes in, we work with your past generals and others to coordinate the battle. It's spiritual battle, but it's all to do with these dimensional aliens, interdimensional. Okay, now it's your Eisenhower. I see Winston Churchill. I see Monty. I see lots and lots of people. Okay, that they're working with, and they are guiding and speaking to me too. I mean, I have a guy who, all right, that's Eisenhower. Okay, a guy who has always stood around me in American uniform, and I see admirals and from America, because in my previous lives I've been American. I was in Wisconsin, I don't know why, but there you go. I've never been, in this life. I'd love to go. Apparently they told me about the caves, because I wrote a story years ago about the caves, and they were referring to me to swallows and the caves, and I looked it up. And it was all to do, there's a whole load of caves, and there are so many different types of swallows in Wisconsin. Let me know. And then they said, Sarah is a feminine energy needed at this time to elevate the planet. A highly sensitive being attracts more attention than we'd like from these beings. It's unsafe. And then they want you to tell me, please tell her that is why she is alone at this time, because I get very angry at them, because I am. I've moved to a new town. They will move me, literally. My son's at university here doing his MA, and I'm here with him. So anyway, bless him. He's probably demented, but I'm here. Anyway, and then they said dark energies attracted to her, and they tried to block her. There's dark energy, because the other day I had an experience where I was very angry, very down, and they showed me a vision of, they made me lie down, and they showed me a vision of me lying down, and they were spraying me with water, like shower, and they were cleaning me all over, and they showed me that these clumps of black were stuck to my aura, and they were dark energy, and they were removing them, dissolving them. And this is the explanation for that. Dark energy is attracted to her. It blocks her. They cause anger problems, all sorts, on their behalf. And this must be blocked. It said, I'm an atomic healer. Healing the planet and people on a macro scale must be allowed to continue. Very important for the future timeline. Jeez, gets more scary. So I want you to think about your mission and what you are supposed to be doing as well. Because chances are if you're watching this, you're doing something big. So, okay. So I don't know what it is, but think about what you're doing as well. Spacecraft above the Earth, silent battle being fought. And then I sort of, I want to show you how this finished off, because it was very interesting. I was falling into a tunnel with a light at the bottom. Like, you know, when the people talk about when they die, they go down a tunnel and there's a light. It was like that. But as I went down this tunnel, they've always said about Egypt and pharaohs for me. And there were all these, like, esophagus, what do you call the, you know, the burial? Not the esophagus, that's the throat. Sarcophagus. I can't say it. You know what I'm talking about, right? And they were all standing up, and they were pharaohs, and all, you know, gold and really shining out. And there were male ones of pharaohs, and they were lined up in this tunnel. It was really strange. Then that's the end bit. And they showed me a place. Again, through it's one of the big silver triangle, like a building. I was somewhere else. I don't know where I was, another dimension. Some of the buildings did look similar to ours. Now, I see one of them ride around. I always thought it was a spirit, but it's not. It's one of them. They ride around on a bicycle, and when I go out, this guy follows me. I'm doing this all the time because I can see. I know they're behind me, and it feels like I'm being watched all the time. And this guy will come whizzing, and I can see him at times. I can see the spokes and the wheels and go past me. And he was riding around, and there was this like lake in the middle. Not a lake, sorry, like a ornate, you know, wasn't a fountain as such, but it had like a fountain in the middle. I can't remember exactly now. And then there were stately homes as well somewhere else. But it was this triangle building. It was stunning. Wherever it is, I've been there before because I come from there. It was like a glimpse into this other dimension. I get that a lot. I travel in these meditations. Again, sitting in the cinema with the start of it. It was very strange. Same thing again with the numbers. Then I saw the buildings and stuff. And then it ended up with, again, in the cinema, all the people looking at this. I don't know if you heard that. That was a tap. All the people looking at me, turning to look at me. And one of the other bits was absolutely amazing because they showed me all sorts of, you know, people from Victorian times again. They're all looking at me from the screen. I get that an awful lot. And then there's Winston Churchill standing in front of the screen. That was very odd. And then someone shouted, "Goodbye, Sarah," and it ended. So there you go. Oh yeah, I saw two faces pop up, which means we're stopping it now. Very odd. They're very strict. So that was what I saw, which is pretty out there. I get very nervous telling you, but they are insistent that I do this. So they've stopped me being an author, everything. This is what I do now. So, that's upstairs. But there's been so many taps and things. My son could have sworn somebody came and sat on the sofa this morning, and there's somebody sitting on the sofa right now. Hello. So, they often do. I see them, and my son doesn't see them. He's seen a few things, but he hasn't. He's hearing more now. He's coming online, as I like to say, and I just said to him, "Yeah, well, of course they sit on the sofa." But that's upstairs as well. But there have been little taps and things. We had some bottles of water last night stacked up because I like bottled water, and I couldn't get them all in the cupboard, and they fell over all of a sudden. They'd been there all day. No, all day. No, yeah, they'd been there for a while, more than a day. And all of a sudden they just fell over. I was talking about something, actually, something to do with that SAS program that's coming on, the trial thing. And I mentioned something else. I said, my friend's father was SAS. And then that happened, and I wondered if that was a message. So, Steve, if you're watching this, he's around. So, yeah, definitely spirits as well. And they've shown me, when I did this, there were so many people standing in this room, and they've shown me how they have to keep them back. And some of the people I see are people who are coming to talk to me, but the rest of them, that's not always the case. They are people who are from their timelines, who were put there in their time to do work and are part of this dynamic, or were recently put there as well, and they're all part of the same thing. So there you go. That's a lot to be going on with. Oh my God. God knows what they're going to get me doing next. Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned at the start, can't remember. I'm thinking of doing some membership on my channel. Let me know what you would like on it. I was thinking of doing a daily diary of all the strange things that go on. If you're interested in that. Otherwise, let me know what you like. Okay, I will be doing the more UFO thing because some people were interested in that. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to have me doing, but I basically do as I'm told with this. And yeah, take care out there and do your job, starseeds, light workers. Okay, find out what you're doing. Right, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell if you want to know when another video is coming out, and share this video. Please support the channel. Thank you to all of you who are... Sorry, I'm just... Is that you? Yeah, one of them's moving backwards and forwards. I thought I saw a shadow. That means they want me off. So yeah, okay, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time.